Speech-Earl Ofari Hutchinson. The
4th of July, as you can see behind me, the city is lit up, fireworks from about 50 different locations. But I'm not here for this fireworks. I'm here for another fireworks. 1852, July 5th. Let me repeat that again. July 5th, 1852. The ladies in Rochester, New York, of the Ladies Anti-Slavery Society of New York came together to hear a tall, bronze, baritone, distinguished, lionized figure give what they thought the ladies, the polite ladies of Rochester, New York, thought would be a genteel little speech about slavery and the wrongs of it, that the speaker would get in and get out. It would not be anything beyond just the polite, how bad slavery is. And then we have someone to tell us that. Then we can go and have our tea and our crumpets after that. And everybody will go home happy that they heard the real, authentic thing. Well, on this particular July 4th, 1852, they heard something that stood for the ages. They heard a speech that stood from the ages. And I have said this time and time again. It's the greatest speech by an American ever given, by America's greatest leader. We're talking about Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass on that July 5th, 1852 in Rochester, New York, opened his speech by asking the question of the ages. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him, more than all other days of the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is a constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness swelling vanity, your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless, your denunciation of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your service and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and most importantly, hypocrisy. A thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour. Go where you may, search where you will, roam through all the monarchies and despotisms of the old world, travel through South America, search out every abuse, and when you have found the last, lay your facts by the side of the everyday practices of this nation, and you will say with me that for revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without a rival. Fellow citizens, I will enlarge further on your national inconsistencies. The existence of slavery in this country brands your republicanism as a sham, your humanity as a base pretense, and your Christianity as a lie. It does much more. It also, be warned, a horrible reptile is coiled up in your nation's bosom. The venomous creature is nursing at the tender breast of your youthful republic. For the love of God, tear away and fling from you the hideous monster, and let the weight of 20 millions crush and destroy it forever. What is his answer in reply to all of this? That precisely what I have now denounced is in fact guaranteed and sanctioned by the Constitution of the United States, that the right to hold and to hunt slaves is a part of the Constitution framed by the illustrious fathers of this republic. The greatest tribute to Frederick Douglass came ironically from his former master. Decades later, Frederick Douglass is now an international figure, lionized. His old master is lying on his deathbed. Frederick Douglass said, I'm going to see the old master before he dies. Frederick Douglass went to see his old master on his deathbed. The master famously looked at Douglass, and his almost last words in this life, the Frederick Douglass were, I always knew that you were too smart to be a slave. Frederick Douglass, July 4th, the 4th of July, 1852. 1852. What have we learned from that July 4th speech? What have we learned from July 4th, 1852? What have we learned from Frederick Douglass? The greatest speech ever given by an American. America's greatest leader, Frederick Douglass. As you can see behind me, as we honor America on its 248th birthday, we are still grappling with Frederick Douglass' his immortal words. What to the slave? What to African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, LGBT Americans, women, all of those oppressed and exploited? What is your 4th of July to them? What does it mean to them as we see the fireworks and the great celebration of America's 4th of July? Behind me, the immortal words of Frederick Douglass. What is the 4th of July to a slave? What is your 4th of July to those who are suffering exploitation, injustice in this era in which we pride ourselves in America? Freedom, justice, and equality. But it's still a freedom, justice, and equality that is still wanting. Frederick Douglass, what is your America to the slave on the 4th of July? Once again, I'm Earl Ofari Hutchinson, my annual 4th of July tribute to Frederick Douglass. Thanks for joining me.